Alrighty, I've got the engine area painted up and together. Tried to find images of the B variant. There's not much I could find in the way of pictures. What I did find is not real exciting. It's pretty bland. I've probably exaggerated with different shades of metal colours on it. It's probably not even that visually pleasing to look at, the real thing. So I've just used different shades of AK extreme metals just to liven it up. As for wiring, again, the couple images I could find of the B variant didn't appear to really have much going on, so I might just leave it like that. I'll have a think about it. So the exhaust section I painted, so it was all prime black. I painted the pipe stainless, and then I went over it with burnt metal, and then I did a bit of purple and blue metallic, burnt metallic effects, and then some smoke, jet smoke around the tip. I've put in the instrument panel so you can see the decal set down good, although I did have a mishap on 3 decals on the bottom. They folded up in on themselves, but I'm just going to leave it. You can't, that's right down the bottom, you're not really going to see it, but you just got to give it time. How I show, I flooded it with the Mr. Mark Softer, get it in position, flood it, and just walk away and leave it, and it'll set down. But if it does have air trapped, like some of these are pretty raised, prominent raised bezels, you can come in with a really sharp blade and just poke it like you're popping a balloon, just to get the air out and that solution in behind it, and just usually leave them overnight type thing with, that's what I do anyway with instrument decals when I'm using that solution. So I'm gonna give it a little wash now, and then I can start putting it together. So that'll plug in there. I've started to I have to check it. I've primed it. There's injection pin marks again up the top. If I have the engine covers open, I'll probably be able to see up in there. So there was 3 up here. I can still see a bit on there. Might have to sand it again. I'll see what it looks like when I lay down the paint. So I sanded out the 3. I'm going to have to sand in here as well. So you can see there's 2 more there. Ejection pin marks. This area is where the hook will, there's a box section that plugs in with the lifting hook. Again, you'll be able to see up in there if you flip it over, of course. So I'll have to remove them for that area. Pretty happy with that turned out. It's like I said, it's, well, which is probably not a bad representation from the images I saw. It's not really a lot going on with it anyway, so another reason I exaggerated with my metallics is just if I'm having it open, you see it's a visual point of interest. Someone looking at it, the metal parts, your eyes are drawn to that, so it's a bit more effort into that area. So yeah, I'll do the wash now. As like I mentioned, the seats, and I'll do the wash while they're off, and then come in and glue them in. It makes it easier, because if it's all in there, it'd be hard trying to get a paintbrush in there with the wash. Well, as you can see, I've got it, the cabin area together. I just need to put in the side pillar supports, and then the ceiling section can go in, and then I should be able to fit it after I paint where I need to on the fuselage half. So you can see it's very grubby looking. Obviously helicopters got a lot more foot traffic, carrying cargo, people in and out, so I thought I'd dirty it up, this one. So this time I used enamel wash, so I used dark green grey, and it's really browny colour to my eyes, but I'll go with what they say. But it's a nice grubby looking colour, so I'm happy with it. I was going to use, what was the other one I was going to use? Dark wash. I was going to think about that, but I don't have heaps of enamel washes. I'm not, because I mainly do aircraft. I don't normally use a lot of washes. I use it on armour, but I haven't been, well, I don't do a lot of armour normally anyway, and I haven't been for a while, so this colours that I had there, or the other option I guess too is you can mix up oil paint and treat it the same way. Anyway, what I did was I went over it first as a pin wash, so the panel lines and the raised details. Then I clean that up normal way with some white spirit, odorless thinner, and once that was clean and dried, then I just come back in with the brush, dip the brush in the wash and just put it in the middle of panels, and then come in with, again with the other brush with the thinner, and loaded it up with a lot of thinner and just dabbed it so it spread it out, and hence you see the result I've got there. So it's accumulation of dirt. So I am quite happy with that. Unfortunately, when the goes in here, we won't just, well, I have the hatches open, you'll see some of that engine, but it's a shame you won't see the a lot of that exhaust, all that nice metal work I did on it, but I have taken photos of it, so you can look at them to appreciate it, I guess. So what else am I up to here? Alright, let me flip the page and again. So I've started, done very little really. I've taken the doors off and cleaned them up, so that you got the, so you, obviously the inside door, you got huge ejection pin marks, but fortunately this time around they will be covered up. And you got the glass piece or clear part that goes in. So I just wanted to do a dry fit to make sure that you don't need to put the clear part in. Then this part, unfortunately, you do not have to do it that way. It'll come in after the fact. Although by the looks of that, you'll need to push the bottom in and then click it in. I haven't checked yet. The mask set you get, I don't think you get ones for the inside, which is a shame. Where is that? I don't believe, it doesn't look like it when they had the coil out there. Die cut. So the window 11 and 12. Yeah, that's a shame, but so what I'll do is paint even though there is framework on there, so I'm probably going to have to make my own mask and spray it anyway. I spray in there anyway because of the framework, the interior colour, then glue that in. And I'm going to have to mask it and spray it again, I guess, to get the, because you have the framework as well as on the clear parts, so it's not just there, it's on there. So that's a shame that they couldn't do two lots of masks for inside outside. You may be able to use, trouble is you're losing the tackiness of the tape, the mask. Use the other window, other door, because it'll be opposite, and do it like that, but that might be asking for trouble. So yeah, so I'm going to finish getting this together now that I've got this far, then clean up. Well, once I've got the top on, the pillars, I'll do a dry fit again and see what I can see, and see if I need to clean up those ejection pin marks I can see, and where I need to paint. Alright, it's half in. There's no real issues, it pushed in nice and firmly. So you've got contact points that the bits slot into, the tabs slot into there, and there's that one there that slots into there. I haven't glued it yet, I've just pushed it in. The only place I can see I need to, I'll see what happens when I push the other side in. I might have to pull that piece. You can see there's a bit of a gap there, but it's nothing. It does pull in to where it should do. It's just not going there naturally. I've got the hook in there. I need to remember to put it on its side, otherwise I will break the hook. So I've painted the inside of the door. So I've put the door handles on. I drilled a hole for it to go into, because there's not, they're just telling you to mate it to a flat surface, and it's only a small part. Glue will hold it, but I just drilled the hole just to push it in a little bit, just gives it a little bit more bite in case I bump it, which I probably will somewhere along the way. So I got to paint that the grey interior colour, then I'll put the clear part in, and then I'll probably have to mask off and paint the framing on the clear part most likely.